Some people have been asking about Bobi Wine's plan. Surprisingly, Bobi Wine wants to do something that Uganda has never seen before. In this video, we'll take you inside Bobi Wine's blueprint, his plan to rebuild Uganda after Museveni. He plans to do so many things, but in this video, we fully explore his bold first plan to return power to the people. Sit down with us as we break it all down. For over 40 years, Museveni and his inner circle have treated government like personal property. Ministries have been turned into rewards for loyalty, not tools for service. Government contracts are handed out to relatives and friends, and laws are written not to protect citizens, but to shield the powerful. Bobi Wine wants to end this political culture of patronage and entitlement once and for all. His plan is to cut the size of government drastically. Ministries and agencies that exist only to serve NRM cadres will be merged or abolished. The bloated cabinet will be reduced, and unnecessary political appointments will stop immediately. Public officials will no longer enjoy free salaries for doing nothing. Under NUP, Bobi Wine wants to make sure that every public officer, from permanent secretaries to chief administrative officers, works under a performance contract. Deliver results or be fired. Service to the people will not be optional. Why? Because Bobi Wine understands what Museveni has forgotten, that the real bosses of Uganda are the people. Ministers do not work for the president, they work for you, the citizens. And in Bobi Wine's Uganda, every leader will answer directly to the people. Bobi Wine also wants to open up government to full public oversight. Today you hear that billions were spent on a road, or a school, or a hospital. But who checks if the money was used properly? Who can hold those responsible accountable when money is stolen? Bobi Wine's plan will give ordinary citizens and civil society the right to demand and conduct audits of public spending. If your district receives money for a health center, you, the citizens, will be able to check how much money was sent, who got the contract, and what exactly was delivered. This is revolutionary because under Museveni, government spending is a state secret, hidden even from Parliament. Public contracts are inflated and kickbacks are shared among top officials. Bobi Wine wants to change that completely. Public money will be spent under the watchful eye of the public. Bobi Wine knows that in order to truly give power back to the people must be protected when they speak out. Right now under Museveni, if you expose corruption, you become the target. In numerous cases, whistleblowers are fired, arrested, threatened, and even forced into exile. Bobi Wine wants to flip that completely. In NUP's Uganda, whistleblowers will be heroes, not criminals. The law will fully protect anyone who exposes corruption, and whistleblowers will receive rewards for saving public funds. Because speaking up to protect public money is not betrayal, it is patriotism. Exposing corruption will no longer be a risk. It will be a duty of each and every citizen. Bobi Wine wants to make corruption so painful and costly that no official will ever want to steal again. Today in Museveni's Uganda, corruption pays. Steal public money today, get promoted tomorrow. The bigger the theft, the higher the office. Bobi Wine also believes that corruption will never end if the thieves walk away with just a slap on the wrist. In Bobi Wine's Uganda, corruption will destroy your life. Under NUP, any official found guilty of wasting or stealing public funds will pay personally. Any official caught stealing public money will not just face prison, they will lose their pension, and their personal property will be seized to recover every shilling they stole. Their houses, their vehicles, their plots of land, everything will go back to the people they stole from. There will be no negotiations, no special favors. The message will be clear. If you steal from the people, you pay it back to the last coin. Why? Because according to Bobi Wine, government money is not just figures on paper. It is the sweat of a boater rider in Jinja, the maize sold by a farmer in Lira, the fish caught by a fisherman in Entebbe. When you steal from government, you are robbing the people who already have the least. Bobi Wine wants that theft to come with the highest possible price. Bobi Wine also wants to end nepotism and tribalism in public service. Under Museveni, public offices have been turned into family businesses. Your talent, your education, your experience. None of that matters if you don't belong to the right family, the right tribe, or the right party. Getting a job in government has nothing to do with competence. It's about who you know, where you come from, and who your relatives are. This has poisoned public service, weakened institutions, and deepened divisions among Ugandans. Bobi Wine wants to rebuild public service on merit. Whether you are from Karamoja, Buganda, West Nile, or Akoli, if you qualify for a public job, you will get it. Tribe and political loyalty will no longer be tickets to public office. Talent will beat connections. Competence will beat party colors. Every Ugandan will have equal access to opportunities, and recruitment will be based on merit, not tribe, not party affiliation, and not personal connections. This is not a favor. It is your right as a Ugandan. Bobi Wine also believes that true power comes from knowledge. For too long, Museveni's government has kept people ignorant, because an uninformed citizen is easier to control. Today, over 90% of Ugandans don't know how to seek justice when their rights are violated. Courts are expensive, slow, and often inaccessible, especially for women, the poor, and people in rural areas. Today, more than 90% of Ugandans do not know their full constitutional rights. Many do not know how to demand services, where to report corruption, or how courts work. That is why Bobi Wine plans to expand free legal aid across Uganda. Every district will have a fully functional legal aid office, offering free legal support to those who cannot afford a lawyer. No Ugandan should ever lose their land, wages, or freedom simply because they are poor. Bobi Wine believes that when people understand their rights, they demand accountability. That is why his government will invest heavily in legal awareness campaigns, using radio, community meetings, schools, and churches to teach every Ugandan their basic rights. Knowledge will become a weapon for justice. His plan includes ensuring that justice is accessible to everyone. Today, if you are poor, justice is a luxury you cannot afford. Lawyers are expensive, court cases drag on for years, and justice only smiles at the rich. Bobi Wine believes that justice must be affordable and available to all, not just the rich. Village courts, local councils, and magistrate courts will be strengthened to offer faster, fairer, and more affordable justice. Every Ugandan must know that if their rights are violated, justice is within reach. His plan includes restoring local power to the people. Today, nearly every decision, from school funding to water projects, is made in Kampala by people who have never even visited the villages they claim to serve. Bobi Wine wants to reverse this completely. Local communities will have a direct say in how money is spent in their area. Local councils will have real power, not to serve State House, but to serve the people who elected them. Bobi Wine knows that real development cannot be imported from Kampala. It must grow from the grassroots. And to make that happen, power must return to the people at every level. Ultimately, Bobi Wine's entire plan rests on one truth. Uganda belongs to the people, not to politicians, not to generals, not to connected families. And the only way to truly respect that truth is to give power back to the people. When the people can audit government, the people are powerful. When the people can fire officials who fail them, the people are powerful. When the people can demand justice and get it quickly, the people are powerful. When whistleblowers are protected instead of persecuted, the people are powerful. When public offices are filled by talent, not connections, the people are powerful. This is what Bobi Wine means when he says, people power, our power. It's not a slogan. It's a complete transformation of who controls government. The people will no longer beg their leaders. Leaders will fear and respect the people. That is why this struggle is not just about removing Museveni. It is about removing the whole system that treats the people as servants and replacing it with a system where the people are the masters. That is what Bobi Wine wants to do. Return power to the people and make sure they never lose it again. The question is, are you ready to claim your power? If you found this video useful, consider sharing it and leaving us a comment below to let us know your thoughts. Stay tuned as we're planning to drop our next video about Bobi Wine's vision for education in the 21st century. Don't miss out. This is JB Mwangi Africa,